All right, today's lesson 18-7 is on mean or average, as you mentioned before. How can data be described by a single number? Well, the purpose of finding the average of a set of numbers is to take those numbers and kind of try to level them out. Okay, so when we look at a set of data, like we're about to now, we have 5 bowling scores here. A 95, an 87, an 84, an 81, an 83. We want to level those numbers out. What we know before we even get started is the average of this set of numbers, or the mean, can't be any higher than 95 because that's our highest number. And it can't be any lower than 81 because that's our lowest number. So it has to be somewhere in there. We're trying to get these numbers leveled out. So the mean or the average is the sum of all of these in a set of data, and then we divide it by however many numbers we added up. In this case, that's 5. So I'd like you all now to take your calculator, and I want to give you a brief mini lesson of the calculator. Yesterday in my RTI group, I had some kids who were having a little trouble understanding how to add a lot of numbers in a row on a calculator. They thought that they would need to add this one and this one, get an answer, remember it in their head, then add this one, remember the answer in their head, then this one. They cleared it every time. That is not necessary. All you need to do is put in your calculator the number 95, then the plus button. The number 87, then the plus button. 84 plus 81 plus 83, and at the end, then you hit the equal sign. Okay, once you've got an equal sign, those numbers should have added up to 430. Now you don't need to clear that number. You leave it in your calculator. And all you do now is you hit divide and you hit 5 and an equal. Just like this. Add them all up. Get 430. Divide that number by 5 since there were 5 numbers in the set. And you should have an answer of 86. 86. How many of you got 86? Good work. All right, are you ready to try some of these? Yeah. Now, it is possible when you're finding the average that you may sometime get an average that has a decimal. Maybe your answer is 86.212426. Okay? If you get something like that, first of all, you might want to do it twice to double check yourself because it's very unlikely in 5th grade math that you'll have something like this, but it's possible. Then all I would write for my answer is this, because I would just round it to the nearest 10th, which is this spot right here. Okay? That's why we don't let you make up your own very often, because if you make up your own, you're probably going to get an average with a big, huge decimal. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so let's get started with trying a few of these. Your first set of numbers, I'd like you to use your calculator, and I'd like you to put your answer on your iPad. Now, please do it twice. Always check yourself twice to make sure you get it twice. Do you have a question? Then you need to find one. Just get up and find one, Aaron. All right, here's your first set of numbers. We're starting easy. Buddy. When you have your answer and you've checked it twice, put it on your board. All right, Kiara, what did you get for an average of that set of numbers? Well, I think what you did is you only did part of the problem. There are 2 things that you have to do when you find the average or the mean. First, you find the sum, or you add them up. But that's not the answer. That's just your total. What did you forget to do? You did forget to divide. What should you divide by? Yes. And what did you get? 6. Everybody hold up your boards. Excellent. Good work. Next set of numbers coming up. Those of you who are listening at home, please make sure you have a calculator to do these as well. The next set of numbers are 19, 55, 34, and 16. I'll repeat them. 19, 55, 34, and 16. You know what? We forgot to do a Mad Minute today. Shoot. Yeah. Well, we're not going to do it right now. We're in the middle of a lesson, but we'll do it. No, I had taken that. All right. Who would like to share their answer with me? Alexis. 31 is the right answer. Everybody share yours. There we go. Good job. Next set of data. Here goes. They're getting a little harder. Maybe. Sam, what did you get for an answer for the average of this set of data? 103 is correct. Check yours. Let me see it. Good work. Okay, so we're going to take a really quick break away from this, and we're going to do a little mini lesson in your head. So you have to set your calculator down. Sometimes we have to average 2 numbers, and we need to do it in a hurry. So I'm going to have you practice with me finding the average, Darius, of 2 numbers, and I want you to try to do it in your head. Okay? Keep in mind, averaging means leveling out. So the first 2 numbers. First 2 numbers are 9 and 7. In your head, you can't use a calculator. 9 and 7. What would be the average of those? Dathan? 8. See, we would level it out. Now, you could add them up, get 16, and divide by 2, and you'd get the same answer. What about those 2? Level them out. Thank you. Alan. 14. Did you add them in your head and divide by 2, or could you see what that would be leveled out just by looking at those? Okay. How many of you could just see it? Okay. I'm going to make them a little bit harder. Are you ready? What would be the average of those 2 numbers? Aiden? 100. Okay, I'm going to make it harder. What would be the average of those 2? What do you think, Darius? 10.5. Yes, 10.5. If you add them up, you'd get 21. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. Or we can see halfway between those 2, right? When you only have 2 numbers to work with, we can oftentimes do these in our heads. Okay, let me go back to our lesson. Next set of numbers, you can grab your calculator back again, are these. This is your last easy one. Doing it in your head? That's okay. Just make sure you're accurate. Do it twice in your head to make sure you get the same answer twice. Natasha. 7. 7. Show me your answer. Good work. Good work. Next set, more numbers. I'm going to read them to you. So if you can't see very well from the back, here we go. Put one finger on the plus sign. Use the other finger for the numbers. 85 plus 70. The next number is 84, 91, 88, and 92. Find the average of that set of numbers. What's the average of that set? Cool. 85. Did you just add them all up? What can I see yours, America? What did you divide by?
6.
I think you did it wrong then. Because if you added those up, you wouldn't even get that. I think you might have. I think you might have. 85 should have been our average.
I got 65.
Nope. That's why you should do it twice, right? Do it twice. Next set of numbers. These are getting bigger. I will read them to you again. Here goes. 205, 204, 398, 405, 894, and 105. Oops, sorry. Ooh, 102. If you put in 105, you can minus 3. Sorry about that. But that can't. Okay. America, tell us the average of this set of numbers. 368. Now, before we move on, you know from looking at this set of numbers that your answer can't be any higher than this, and it can't be any lower than this. So it's got to be somewhere in there. 368 should be your answer. Raise your hand high if you got that right. Those of you who are struggling on getting these right today, it's probably because you're going a little bit too fast and you're not double checking yourself. Or you're using your thumbs like texting. That's right. Okay, next set of data. Okay, here we go. 28, 32, 36, 40, 42, 57, 58, and 59. Got some fast Freddies in here. Holy cow. You guys are quick. Emma, how you doing back there? Okay, did you get an answer? We know that the answer has to